Now, we are going to look at 2D array. Although it's not used by assignment, but you will use it in next semester, I can guarantee you. UCP will use it, DSA will use it, so I just might as well teach you lah, okay? I hope you can remember lah. So, don't wait until next semester only rush, how to use 2D array oh? So I teach you now lah, okay? Teach you now how to do a 2D array. So to do a 2D array, like I said just now, I like to visualize my array as horizontal. Because in your 2D array, right, you actually declare like this. Okay, you declare like this. If I stack this array together, we got 2 row, right? Okay, 2 row, and we got 3 column. Okay, agree? Do you agree? We got 2 row, we got 3 column. So to declare a 2D array in Java, we declare like this. So, example, if I want a character array, the syntax is like this lah. There are 2 square bracket, okay, 2 square bracket, and then followed by new of character, followed by the row number and the column number. Example, this is hard code. You shouldn't do this lah, Example, if I set the row as 2 and the column as 3, so you can visualize it like this, okay? Visualize it like this. So there are 2 row, okay, 2 row, and there are 3 column. That's why I say I like to visualize it horizontally. Back in my time, we are doing image manipulation, okay? So it's mostly using y-axis and x-axis, okay? Y-axis and x-axis. Very confusing. The y-axis, right? When you look at the y-axis, this is what? This direction is row, okay? This direction is row, okay? This direction is row. And this direction, because we are doing an image manipulation, there are an array of something like this, 2D array. And the x-axis, right? The x-axis is column, okay? So if you want to access the individual element, it's going to be array yx, okay, yx. Example, if you have a for loop, so we start from each row first. If we start from each row, then we are putting the y, okay. This one is integer y equals 0, y less than our char array dot length, then y plus lah. And then only followed by the x, integer x is equal to 0, x less than our char array 0 dot length, and then x plus lah. So like this is very confusing, okay, like this is very confusing. If your worksheet didn't mention, use y and x, my advice to you is use R and C. R and C would make more sense, okay? Row only followed by column, okay? Row only followed by column. To iterate, okay, to loop each element, we are using true for loop, okay, true for loop to fill in the data, okay, to fill in the data or for printing, okay. For example, okay, we have 2 row, 3 column, remember? If you put char array dot length, right, okay, if you put char array dot length, this one is a row number, okay, row number. How do you want to get the column number, If you want to get the column number, you need to write like this, char array 0 dot length. But usually, you already know the row number, you already know the column number. You might as well direct put the row, okay, direct put the row variable. No need to call the char array dot length, no need to put the char array 0 dot length, okay. Very tedious, I don't know about you. For me, I feel it's very tedious. If I can use back the variable, okay, I will just write the row. If I can use back the variable, I will just write the column. Because this is the exact same thing, okay? Exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, You can directly replace this one with row. You can replace this one with column, okay? There is a take-home message, okay? And the reason is, if you direct put column, right, it actually reduces the overhead, It reduces the overhead because I think because when you are calling char 0, right, you are accessing the first row. Okay, you call the first row of the array, and then you call the length again. You call the length again, then only you get the result. There are tiny overhead, tiny slaw in here. That's why you might as well just put the variable, put the variable row, put the variable column. Okay. Take home message is, right? Put the variable whenever you can. Whenever you can, right? Put the variable in here. So to reduce overhead. Okay. Because you already know the row and column. You already have a variable to store the length, right? Okay. You already have the variable storing the size. Why not just put the variable? So like a 2D, like a 1D array, also. If I want to fill this array, okay, if I want to fill the 2D array with, let's say BGMCAT, right? If I want to fill the array with BGMCAT, how do I set this length? If I want to set B to this one, right, we are actually follow this format. So this is row 0, okay, row 0, and this one is column 0, okay, column 0. So row 0, column 0, we store B okay. So it's going to be something like this. Row 0, okay, here. Row 0, okay, row 0, column 0. So in here, row 0, column 0, we store the B, okay. And then row 0, column 1 is G. Row 0, column 2 is M. And then this row, row 1, column 0, C. Row 1, column 1 is A. Row 1, column 2 is T, okay. Row 0, 0 is B. Row 0, 0 is B. Row 0, column 1 is G. Row 0, column 2 is M. Row 1, column 0, okay. Row 1, column 0 is G, C. And then row 1, column 1 is A. Row 1, column 2 is T. Store like this. This is how to print the array using 2 for loop to print the array. With that, we have finished cover our 2D array. In our 2D array example, right, I'm initialize it like this. So if I set the element like this, and then only I print it, you will see the result like this. Please enter the array size. Let me now enter the array size 3. Now it's printing 3 element. Okay, 3 element in here. After we print 3 elements, then we are going to look at the 2D array example. In the 2D array example, starting from this line, okay. In the 2D array example, I initialize as 2 row, okay, 2 row, and then followed by 3 column, okay, 3 column. So I initialize the element with this value. After that, okay, I use the for loop, looping each row. Okay, I loop each row first, then I loop each column. Okay, in each row, okay, in each row, right, I'm going to print the RC, okay, RC, current row, the row 0, and then followed by the column number, okay, followed by the column number. After this finish, I print a new line. Okay, I print a new line, and then when it exceeds this loop, R is equal to 1, when R is equal to 1, get here. Okay, then only print the C is equal to 0. Okay, column 0, column 1, column 2, print like this.